Hello, this is Spartacus here, and welcome to another video where today we just got our prologue trailer for Revelations, the last zombies map in Black Ops 3, and technically not necessarily the last zombies map in general, but pretty much for the storyline it is, and this is awesome. Like this trailer, this like prologue, the beginning cutscene of Revelations is very awesome. It's like mind-blowing, it's crazy. But anyway, before we got the prologue trailer, we actually had a teaser trailer for Revelations, and it showed a lot of different images, which I'm not going to show on screen for you guys, but I will show some images on the prologue trailer. But for the teaser trailer type thing, it basically was showing a bunch of different maps that we've already seen previously, but they looked a little bit different. They looked nicer, like better graphics and stuff like that. So a lot of us were thinking that we were going to have remakes and stuff like that, because one of the maps on there was Nocturne Toten, which was the very first zombies map that we have ever seen. The only image we saw of that map was actually just a staircase. And then there was another map which was very hard for me to tell. When I first saw this, I had no idea what I was looking at, and then when I finally watched some YouTube videos, I discovered that that image was Kino der Toten, which is the first zombies map that came with Black Ops 1. And in that image, it was basically a viewpoint from, like, as if you're standing in the teleporter, basically, or something like that. And you're like looking straight in front of you from the teleporter you're in for the theater, and you see trees growing inside that building. And there's no trees in Kino, because in Kino you're in a theater. It's not supposed to be trees inside there, but in Kino there is. Like, and for some reason in this, like, that teaser trailer we got, there were like trees growing in there. It looked a lot different, and it was just weird. Like all these different maps that we've seen. Even we got Der Eisendraw, which was a map in Black Ops 3. That even looked different. It was crazy. It was really crazy. And now that we got this prologue trailer, it makes a lot of sense. It does not mean that we're getting remade maps, because the Salvation DLC does have 4 multiplayer maps, and one of them is actually called Micro, where you're actually playing on a picnic table or something like that, because there's like giant burgers and pineapples and stuff. That looks actually like an awesome multiplayer map. But going back to zombies here, because that's what everyone's all hyped about. Going back to the prologue trailer, very awesome. This is the beginning cutscene. I will not show any of it on this video because of copyright issues, but if you guys haven't seen them already, then you guys might as well go in my description right there. There's going to be 2 links. There's going to be one to the prologue trailer, and then one to the guess you can call it the official trailer or the teaser trailer for Revelations. But for prologue trailer, very interesting. What I got out of it is basically we had Dr. Monty pretty much talking. He was like the narrator talking while you're watching what was going on from while he was describing things. You saw children, and those were the same children like Eddie and Samantha that were from the end of Origins. If you guys remember, at the end of Origins, we had Samantha and Eddie playing with toys, and then Maxis told them to like do something or leave or something because air raid sirens came on. But anyway, you see Eddie and Samantha, but you also see 4 other people, or 3 other people actually, and those 3 other people are the other characters, Nikolai, Dempsey, and Takio. And they're kids. It was really interesting. They don't get too much detail on that, but it's kind of interesting. And then Maxis, of course, is in that house, and Maxis, he's waiting by the teleporter, and our 4 characters come back, and they have the summoning key. They completed their mission, right? It's all saved, and then they destroy the teleporter once and for all, which the teleporter brings them to alternate dimensions and stuff like that from all this crap that's going on. And they destroyed it, and they're like happily ever after, right? Until Maxis, it wasn't really his fault, is technically what Dr. Monty said. But there was these voices talking to his head, telling him to go back to the summoning key. So he went to the summoning key, and once he like activated the summoning key, the Shadow Man from Shadows of Evil took over his body, and he basically came back. So like, and this is actually very shocking, because back in Shadows of Evil, we were able to trap the Shadow Man inside the summoning key. That was pretty much our goal, and then give it to the gatekeepers, but then Richtofen took it because he completed his mission. So anyway, what's kind of interesting is that Maxis actually never had his soul, but he had his brain. And the reason why we know he has his brain, because if you go back all the way to Origins, you could actually use his brain to make a Maxis drone. I don't know, this storyline stuff is very confusing. I'm probably totally wrong, and you guys know a lot more than me, but it's very interesting. But yeah, With Shadow Man, he returns, and he's basically technically the main bad guy. The Shadow Man is the main bad guy pretty much all along, and he gets released. And now in this map, it seems like we have to stop him. And I do have some images on screen for you guys. This first image that you guys are seeing is the Shadow Man. This is him in his like tentacle squiddy form, I guess you can call it, and he's basically looking at all the dimensions that are like pretty much scattered all around, and like seeing all the ones that he just destroyed. He destroyed all these dimensions and like this giant orb thing, which I have no idea what it is. I think it's like all the dimensions combined. I could be totally wrong. I have no idea. But yeah, that's the Shadow Man. It's a really cool image. The next one is that a giant orb you see. You see the Apothicans like putting laser beams on it. They're like trying to basically summon it or something like that. I don't know. It's very, very weird. And then, of course, there's another image. It's a close-up image of an Apothican, and this is one that we've never even seen before. It's like some giant space alien thing that you probably see in, like, the Avengers movie or that one Transformer 3 movie, you know, those flying whale-looking things. That's basically what it reminds me of. But, yeah, then you see those things. Those are the 3 images I'm going to show you guys for the prologue trailer. I mean, I could show you more images, but I'd be kind of spoiling it a little bit too much. But, yeah, there you go, you guys. This is crazy. This Revelations DLC final map for zombies, pretty much, it seems like, is going to be crazy. And the one thing, we keep getting messages or hints or whatever, even I think Jason Blundell said this himself, that in this map everything will be answered. Like, we'll understand every single thing. And I also know that the maps previously from Origins, like all the maps like Transit, Kino der Toten, Ascension, all the maps before Origins, I guess technically happen after Origins, I guess. I don't know. It was really confusing, something like that. But the one thing I really want to know, since apparently we're going to like get all our questions answered or something like that, what I really want to know is the Transit characters. What the hell happened to them? I think a lot of people's guesses were that they all died, and they died from getting stuck because they were buried underground in that one map, the map called Buried, and that they just got buried and they got stuck there and they died. I really want to know what happened to them. Those characters I always thought were very interesting, and they're like something about them that I just thought was awesome, and how it was interesting how they just added them, and so I'm really curious what happened to them. But what do you guys think of Revelations? I think this is going to be a sick map. This map is going to be absolutely amazing. I literally cannot wait to play this map a month after it is released for PS3. I mean, PS4, almost at PS3, but PlayStation gets it first. God freaking dang it, I play on Xbox, so you guys won't be able to see any gameplay on my channel of it once it's released, but a month later, I will show gameplay of it, and then my friends and I will be doing Easter eggs and all that crap. Now, another thing I would like to mention before I end this video is if you guys really don't want to like know the very ending of basically the end of Revelations, like what the final end is, then I highly recommend not going to Reddit. Now, for myself, I've never gone to Reddit, but a friend of mine actually went to Reddit, and he was reading texts of like the ending cutscene for Revelations. Now, of course, you guys, it might be fake. We don't know if it's fake or not, but the reason why my friend believes that this is real text that he read and he wished he never read it is because before we got this prologue trailer, he actually read text from the Reddit website, and it was the right text. It was the same text that was shown in the trailer we got. And so once he read the final cutscene to Revelations, he believes that this is right. So I highly recommend not going to Reddit and reading anything about an ending cutscene if you do not want to be spoiled. That's if you don't want to be spoiled. And I'm not going to be spoiled. I really do not want to look at the trailer. I really don't want to look at it. I really don't want to know the ending. But what do you guys think of Revelations? Like I said before, because of this video is basically just being hyped up for Revelations. This is amazing. I love zombies. I've always been playing zombies ever since Black Ops. I mean, of course, I did eventually buy World at War and played those maps. But yeah, zombies has been awesome. Nothing can beat Treyarch zombies. Not Exo zombies, which I honestly was not a big fan of. And I don't even know about Infinite Warfare zombies. I bet Infinite Warfare zombies is not going to be better than Treyarch zombies. Like, Treyarch is just amazing. This is going to be a great map because it's going to have different like different previous maps that we've seen, but like parts of them, and they're like messed up, or I don't even know how to describe this Revelations map, but hopefully you guys all enjoyed this video. And if you did, please be sure to leave a rating for if you guys feel this video deserves, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more Call of Duty news content. And you can also subscribe to my channel if you guys don't want to see any Revelations gameplay anytime soon, because I play on Xbox One, so that's a really big bummer. But hopefully you guys all enjoyed, and I shall catch you guys later.